Hey everyone, thank you for watching and welcome to the first Will I Buy It of 2019. I'm really excited to keep this series going for 2019. This is where I talk about new makeup releases, my thoughts on them, trying to decide if I'm going to pick them up or pass over them. Before we jump into it, I did want to say I'm a really big series girl. I have a lot of different series that I like to do on my channel, weekly, monthly, etc. But I did want to say that, I do my Will I Buy It's here on Wednesday, and then typically on Fridays I'm doing a trying new makeup or some sort of get ready with me with new products. But I decided, actually, I chatted about this last week Friday in a get ready with me, that the first Friday of every month I want to start doing more of like a throwback or flashback Friday style of video, kind of like a shopped my stash. So I'm going to be going through my products, picking out some of the items that I want to be using, on a pretty continued basis throughout that month. And then I'm also going to do a get ready with me with some of those products that I pulled from my makeup collection that I have. So I thought I would let you guys know that if you are curious to tune into a new series that will be going up, the January video will be going up on my channel on Friday. But I thought I would mention that. I hope that you guys had a really wonderful New Year's, and why don't we go ahead and jump into this Will I Buy It. Alrighty, so the first one that I want to kick it off with is something that I've gotten a lot of tags in. A lot of people are very curious about this, very excited about this, some people not so excited, but this is the new palette from Urban Decay. This is the NYX Naked palette. It is the Naked Reloaded. We don't have a lot of information on it. It just says coming in 2019, which is crazy because that's now. But so we don't have a ton of information, but we do have what the inside of the palette looks like. I think we kind of figured another, Naked palette was going to be coming after the discontinuation of the original Naked palette. We have gotten the Naked Cherry in between there, but then this one is the Naked Reloaded. I will say, I'm very big at saying that I like to do the double take when it comes to new makeup. If something turns my attention right away, then I can decide, do I need it? Do I want it? How much money is it? Is it probably worth the money? Will I get, enough use out of it, etc.? And I will say that when I saw this, I did not do the double take. So to me, that says that I'm not going to try to talk myself into purchasing this, even though I'm very excited that there's a new Naked palette. I think that's pretty cool. I liked the Naked Cherry palette. This one, on first glance when I looked at it, I definitely did think of the Anastasia Sultry palette. I don't know if it's kind of like that, coral pinkish color. Obviously those shimmers, there's that silver glitter in there, some of the neutrals, but that's immediately where my mind went to. I do think it's interesting that there's different pan sizes in here. Some of those more like transition-y colors are larger pan sizes, and then some of the shimmers are in the smaller pan sizes. I think that's kind of a good idea because a lot of times I'm not someone who hits pan on my eyeshadow palettes or anything, but I've seen people who do, and a lot of times kind of those more neutral transition tones are what people are hitting pan on. So I think that that's interesting, and I like that. I would be curious to try it out, don't get me wrong. Like, I do get some PR from Urban Decay. I don't get everything. I don't know if I would get this palette. But for me personally, like, am I going to go out and buy this? I don't think so. What are the Naked palettes now? Are they like $54? I was going to say $49, but I feel like maybe they're like $52, $54. So that's a lot of money. I feel like I have things similar to this in my collection, but I do like the Naked palettes. This one I just don't feel a very strong pull to. But what do you guys think? Were you super excited when you saw this, or were you like, not for me? I would like to know. Next up, Natasha Denona is coming out with a new palette. I believe this one is already for sale, so I do have everything linked down below. This is the new Mini Diamond and Glow Blush and Highlighting Powder. I have to say that I kind of gave this one a bit of a side eye because I do actually own one of these from Natasha Denona, one of the Mini Blush and Glow duos. It was one of the first products that I really purchased from Natasha, maybe my first product that I purchased from Natasha. And I was interested in it because I was hearing so many people talk about her highlighters, like the bigger highlighters, and so many people were loving it, and I was like, I really want to try it, or instead of spending $38 on one highlight, I could spend $25, get a blush and a highlight. But just like, I don't know why Natasha Denona does this, but that formula in the minis is not the same formula as like the regular products, and I can attest to that because I actually ended up going out and purchasing one of Natasha's highlights, the like Super Glow Highlight in Fair. It's one of my favorites. It was mentioned in my Best of Beauty 2018 video. I love that highlight, and that is definitely not the same formula. The one in the mini is definitely a lot softer, a lot more subtle. I still like it. I actually really like the blush out of it. I do like the highlight. I'll wear it on subtle days. I think it's a really beautiful inner corner highlight, but it's not the same formula. She does this with her mini palettes versus her larger palettes, and I don't get it. because if I would have tried that mini first and tried the highlight and had it be like so blinding and intense, I would have ran to Sephora to purchase that highlight, okay? I would have ran, but instead I was like, oh, well, nope. And that's how I feel about her mini palettes. I like her mini palettes. I like the mini Sunset palette that I have, but it's not special enough for me to go run and spend $100 on her bigger palettes. And maybe if it was, maybe I would do it. But you know, I don't understand it. I just think that's weird. For me, I don't think that I'll go purchase this one. Like I said, I already have one, and even though I like it just fine, I don't feel like I need to spend $25 on another one. I would honestly just rather put that money towards buying like the Super Glow highlight in medium, or what, light, fair, light, the next one. I would rather put my money towards that. Both of these look really beautiful and the swatches look really beautiful. I just don't think that I would really get my money's worth out of them. So I'm gonna pass over that one, but I'd love to know what you think about Natasha Denona, and if you would plan on purchasing that mini, or if you purchased any of the other minis in the past, would love to know. So I feel like I have a lot of concealers to talk about this week, which is kind of like a random thing, but I love concealers. I mean, but usually it's like either obviously eyeshadow palettes or foundations can be a big one. I feel like I've been talking about a lot of skincare recently, but for whatever reason, I think I have 3 concealers to talk about. Oh, my hair is crazy. Ooh, 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 get it, girl. I don't normally curl my hair because sometimes I don't know what I end up looking like. A lioness, perhaps. So Makeup Forever is coming out with a new concealer. This is the Ultra HD Self-Setting Concealer. It says a creamy concealer with medium buildable coverage, a natural finish, a second skin feel, and a self-setting formula. 12-hour crease-free wear in 22 shades. It's going to be $28. I believe it is available now, so I should have it linked down below. I'm always curious to try out concealers. Like I said, for whatever reason, I'm just drawn to concealers. I don't know why. I'm thinking about purchasing this one. I do like the Ultra HD foundation that Makeup Forever has. It's not like my absolute favorite, but I do like it. So I don't know. I would be down to try it, but like I said, I have like several concealers to talk about here, and I don't think I want to purchase like 3 concealers all at once, so I'd have to make a decision on where I'm going to, or which one I'm going to be purchasing, but I'd be interested to try that one out. It does seem like it has a lot of claims though, and you know, that can make me a little bit leery, because it's like, can you really do all of those different things? Like sometimes the claims get to be a little bit too much for me, but I'd be interested in trying it out. So next up, NYX is coming out with the Can't Stop, Won't Stop setting powders. So NYX came out with the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation, then they came out with the Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer. Now they have these setting powders. It says a featherlight formula to absorb oil, leaves you smooth, matte, and fresh looking, and $12 and available in 6 shades, coming soon to Ulta Beauty as well. I'm probably gonna pass over these. I have a ton of setting powders. I think I mentioned like 3 loose powders in my Best of Beauty video. So I have a lot at the moment. I don't feel like I need another one. So I tried the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation and I didn't like it. So obviously a foundation is totally different from a setting powder, but sometimes you just have to find like where you're gonna draw the line between your makeup purchases. And I'm like, well, you know, not a super big fan of the line, so maybe I could pass over these. I like that they have the different shades, the 6 different shades. A lot of times with setting powders, you see like 1 shade, you know, sometimes like 2 or 3, but I think that's cool that they have 6. But it's kind of all about absorbing oil, matte finish, and I do have dry skin, and especially in the wintertime, I do get pretty darn dry, so I think that I can go ahead and confidently skip over that one. And then NYX is also coming out with the Born To Glow, I think this one was called. Where are you? So the Born To Glow is an illuminating powder for $15. It says a superfine texture, silky smooth for effortlessly highlighting or bronzing your face and body to the max. It has some different shades in there, and then they're also coming out with a Jelly Illuminator for $15 and the This Is Everything Lip Scrub for $7. So we got a lot of new releases happening right now with NYX. I do read off the Trend Mood One Instagram. I try to say that every week in these Will I Buy It videos, so I do always have her linked in my description box as well. I'm not super interested in the powder products either. I like that these are more like a de-highlighting effect versus like mattifying, just for my skin type, obviously. But I'm also not a big fan of powders like this, like the loose highlighters, loose blushes, things like that. I just don't reach for them a lot in my collection, so I could pass over them. Also the Jelly Illuminator, I'm not into these. I've talked about this on my channel before. e.l.f. just came out with one of these. ColourPop has come out with some like jelly eyeshadows. It's just not a me thing. I'm just too basic, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say there, but so probably not for me. And then the lip scrub, I also feel like a lot of lip scrubs are happening right now. I feel like either last week or 2 weeks ago, I had 2 different brands coming out with the lip scrubs or lip balms, products like that. And I feel like I'm pretty good with my lip care that I have going on right now, so I don't think that I would need to purchase those. All great prices on everything, of course, with NYX. I think that I can say goodbye, or I think I can say goodbye. I think I can skip over everything. Goodbye. Goodbye. Whoa. Okay, so next up, I got a lot of tags on this, and I think it's because I've talked in the past about how there's certain products that I just don't understand the actual like layout of the products, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because I felt like that was what a lot of the tags were saying to me. This is from Burberry. I don't know if I've ever been tagged on anything Burberry before, so that was funny, but this is Burberry. It's one of their spring releases. It's a compact for cheeks, which has a bronzer, blush, and a radiant glow with the Burberry's checkered pattern design. So the actual design in there, you know, I should have a photo on the screen. The actual design makes sense to me. It's Burberry. I totally get it. But no, I wouldn't purchase something like this. And I know I've talked about this in the past with like the Becca product that has like the bronzer and then a little bit of blush and then like a strange looking highlight rocket looking thing in the middle of it. I've talked about that, and I know people are saying you're supposed to swirl them all together and just glide it over your face and it's supposed to be super fast and super easy. That's not something that I personally am into. If that's what you're into, this could probably be a really cute product for you. It's probably also gonna be very expensive, but that could be a good one because I mean, the shades look nice in there, but I'm just so basic. I don't know what else to say. Like, I want my contour, then I want my bronzer, then I want my blush, then I want my highlight. I just enjoy doing all the steps separately. I don't know. I don't want to swirl everything together and just dust it on my cheeks and see what I get. And I feel like I have some blushes with kind of like that pattern in it, like Molly Beauty had come out with one recently and I was testing it out, and I felt like, so you swirl your brush in it and then you apply it. I felt like my cheeks were looking different because I can't do the same thing every single time. You know, you can't be precise. So I don't know. I just feel like this one is not for me. So I'm going to pass over that. And like I said, it's probably going to be pretty pricey, and I can pass over that. But Maybelline has a new product. This is the Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation. So it says a matte finish, $9.99 in 11 different shades. So this is another one where I've tried the Maybelline Superstay Foundation, and I believe I mentioned this in my disappointing products of 2018. I really did not like this foundation. Again, I have dry skin, so a lot of times super mattifying foundations just do not work for me. Sometimes they do. Sometimes I don't. And this one just did not work for me, so I wouldn't be very interested in purchasing the powder foundation. Next up, we have some new releases from Milani. They're coming out with quite a bit. The Lumioso Glow Shimmering Face Palette is $17.99, and it looks so beautiful. Don't get me wrong, like, it looks really stunning. But again, it's one of those where like the actual pan sizes are super small, and again, it could be something that you just kind of like dust your brush in, but I just don't know, looking at it, how much use I'm actually going to get from it. And it's something that made me do the double take, and I was like, oh my gosh, definitely eyeing this one. And then when I actually looked at it, I was like, how much use am I really going to get out of that? I just don't think it would be enough. So I'm probably gonna pass over that one. Then we have the Strobe Light Liquid Highlighter. Again, liquid highlighter is not totally my thing, so I can probably go ahead and pass over that. Also have the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder for $9.99. I'd be curious to try that. Again, I really like the packaging on like this entire line. Looks really beautiful. I'd be interested in the bronzer. They also have the Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer, which is a 3-in-1 pearl luminizer to revive, brighten, and perfect. It has hyaluronic acid in it. That's $10.99. I think I can skip over that one. The Amore Satin Matte Lip Cream, which is in 12 shades, $8.99. I think I've tried these before, and I didn't feel like super passionately either way about them. They also have the Bold Color Statement Matte Lipstick for $6.99. I can probably pass over that one. They have new mascaras coming out. Not super interested there. A brow sculpting pencil. Not super interested. They have a brow gel. A lip plumper. I mean, they have a lot going on. Out of everything, I would say I would be interested in trying out the bronzer, and I don't think it's a bad price for the bronzer, and for whatever reason, I'm always interested in trying out new bronzers. And then I'll say that the face palette caught my attention, but I was able to talk myself out of it. But what do you guys think about these new releases from Milani? I know that they're also coming out with a new concealer, so this is the second concealer we're talking about. So this is the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer in 18 shades for $8.99. It says it'll be available on January 8th online and January in stores. Now, they came out with the Conceal and Perfect foundation, I believe they have that foundation. So I've never tried it, but I heard really good things about it. I don't see a ton of claims on this Trend Mood post, so I don't know. I don't think, I mean, definitely $8.99 I don't think is a bad price. And like I said, there's a lot of concealers coming out right now. I still have wanted to pick up the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I've wanted to try that one. I just grabbed the Jouer concealer, so it's like, how many new concealers do I need at one time? So I don't know. I'm interested though. I'm interested. I'm gonna have to decide which new concealer coming out that I'm most interested in, but what do you guys think about that? Because I think a lot of people are really excited about it. People were even tagging me over on Twitter about this, and I always say, like, when people are tagging me on Twitter, that's when you know something serious is going on, okay? Because I usually get the tags on Instagram. Viseart is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette. This is the Koi palette, so you have 12 shades. They're all shimmery. They're all shimmeries. They're all shimmer colors. It's gonna be $80, which is the price of these 12-pan palettes. The pre-sale is going to be January 1st. This palette definitely reminds me of like spring. I think of like the Easter holiday when I look at this palette. I know that I would not purchase this one. I have tried the Viseart eyeshadow palettes in the past, the $80 palettes, and I just don't think that they're worth the price tag. I think that they're nice. I think that they blend well, but I just can't justify the $80 price tag for them. With this one having more color, I think it's cool that it has more color, these beautiful purples in there. I think that's really nice, but it's not something that I would gravitate towards a ton for myself. I'm much more of a neutral girl, like I say every week. I mean, you know, there's times where I pop out of my comfort zone, but I don't need $80 to pop out of my comfort zone, you know? Also, there are new palettes coming out from Kevyn Aucoin. These are the Emphasize Eyeshadow Design palettes. So it says matte and satin shades plus cream foil eyeshadow for $46 each. Didn't call out to me right away. Again, I didn't do any sort of double take. I do like Kevyn Aucoin, so I typically always kind of give a side eye to when they have new releases coming out, but I just don't think that I would get enough use out of these. Interesting concept. I like that and everything, but that one's not going to be for me. I also got a lot of tags on this one from Ardell, and again, the tags were coming over on Twitter, so you guys seem to be very excited about this. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm on Twitter all day long. I'm always seeing what you guys are up to. I'm always asking you questions. I'm typically asking questions for a friend. You know, like what? Asking this question for a friend. Thank you so much. But Ardell Beauty just launched this Pro eyeshadow palette. It's a metallic and matte palette, $14.99, and it also comes with a pair of 3D faux mink lashes with an invisible band. The palette definitely looks very interesting. I mean, it's the very warm tone palette. We've seen this. We've seen this a lot, and I know that. But it looks really pretty, and the swatches look really beautiful. I don't think it's something though that I'm going to be very interested in. Again, I have a lot of these. We've seen this trend. I have a lot of these palettes in my collection. I don't think it's a bad price though. I don't really wear the Ardell false lashes as much anymore. So it coming with lashes, that's not something that would benefit me, but that's a really sweet deal. I mean, I think it sounds pretty cool. It's just, you know, you can't buy all the makeup. Or can you? Maybe you can. I can't, so I can learn to draw the line somewhere, but I mean, it looks really beautiful, don't get me wrong. And then for the third concealer that we're going to be talking about, this is from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and it's online now at Ulta Beauty. It's this, okay then. It is the 16-hour camo concealer. It's only $6, which is crazy. Full coverage, long wear formula, crease resistant, 16-hour wear. It's a creamy formula. It's in 18 shades. I'm kind of curious to try this one because it's $6 freaking. Like, I don't know. That's pretty darn affordable. So, I don't know. I need to make another Ulta Beauty order. I'm pretty much like scraping my lash glue at this moment. So, I really need to buy another lash glue. And I feel like there was something else I was going to buy. Probably lashes. Who knows? So, I don't know. I might just like happen to like throw this in my cart. But like I said, there's 3 concealers coming out. I'm trying to decide between them. What do you guys think? Which one would you choose? I would love to know. e.l.f. can just be a bit hit or miss for me. There's some products from e.l.f. that I love. There's some products from e.l.f. that I cannot stand. So, I mean, they're a very affordable brand, which is awesome, but sometimes that does equal hit or miss for me. So, I feel like this concealer is either gonna work really well for me or I'm going to despise it. It's gonna be one or the other. That's my prediction. That's my prediction, but that's the third concealer. I'll think about it. I'm thinking about it, okay? Okay, alrighty then. Okay, and then the last item that I have to talk about is another eyeshadow palette. Oh, this is also from e.l.f. This is from e.l.f. It is, well, hello. It is the 18 Hit Wonders palette. It includes 18 matte, satin, and shimmer shades for $14. It's a really pretty palette. It's neutral, and then it has some pops of color in there. A lot of times e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes cause me a lot of eye irritation. I don't know what it is. I've said this before on my channel though, so I'm typically pretty leery of trying out eyeshadows from e.l.f. because they've given me such intense reaction on my eyes. So I typically just try to stay away from the eyeshadow palettes. I know some have different formulas, but just when you go through something like that on your eyes, I mean, I've had it happen with multiple e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes. It's not like it's just been one. It's been, you know, several. So I typically just stay away from the eyeshadow palettes. It's just not worth it to me anymore. Again, it looks really pretty, but it didn't make me do any sort of double take. The yellow in there is really nice. It kind of gives me a little bit of like Becca Volcano Goddess vibes, a little bit in there, but $14 is a great price tag, of course, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pass over that one. But after that is gonna wrap it up for today's Will I Buy It? Thank goodness, because I'm pretty much losing my voice, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about all the different products that I tried down below. Again, welcome to 2019. I'm actually filming this on New Year's Eve, so I have to get done filming this video. I have to film another video since I'm gonna take actual New Year's Day off. And then I'm gonna go hang out with my friends and ring in the new year together with them. So it'll be a lot of fun. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.